Good evening and welcome to Girlfriend Minute. I am Shar.
And I'm Pascal.
How are you this evening, Pascal?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm hanging in there.
Yes.
It's been a hot
Me
minute.
too. It has been a hot minute. Yes. Last week we didn't record. I was out of town
You were gambling.
having a good time.
Just
Of
call it what it
course I was
is.
gambling. That's what I do best.
Life is
No,
a
just
gamble,
kidding.
right?
It,
No.
it is, right?
Well,
No, we had a great time. It was really nice and it's still sunny and hot around here, which is, a little bit odd for September, but hey, I'll take it. I don't care.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I discovered I really miss when we record, when one of us is
I know,
missing.
me too.
It throws us off. On top
Yes.
of it, once we come back, we're like, "Are you sure this is where we're supposed to be?
Right? No
Is this
kidding.
what's
Are we
happening?
recording tonight? Are
Are
you
we
sure?
recording? Are you sure? Is this the topic? What are we doing?"
Oh,
So
yeah, I
it
do. I
throws
miss
us
it
into a
too.
little tailspin,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I miss it. And that means also I did not post this last weekend. Um, you know, since the babies are here, I
Mm-hmm.
guess is what I'll just say. Um, it's uh, it's very time consuming
It is,
and I
yes.
lose track of days, and I'm usually pretty tired. And start a new job, which is mentally draining and stressful because it's just super busy and you're starting from ground zero. So it's exciting too because you're helping build a medical practice from ground zero.
Mm-hmm.
You're part of that. But with it
Yeah.
comes all the Debbie Downers who are
Oh,
just never
yes.
happy. I will say there's more happy than not, but there's those
Mm-hmm.
few who don't understand what happened to the old clinic. And then when
Yeah.
you tell them, they're very upset. But it was nice to hear from the majority of people that walked through the doors these last week and a half, our 80 patients a day, that
Yes.
we are so happy you guys are here. And then they see a nurse go by and they're like, oh, I know her and I know her. And we are all from DCMG.
Well, it makes them feel comfortable, I'm sure. I mean, it would make
Yeah.
me feel comfy knowing that
And
somebody's there that I've talked with before.
we are all from DCMG.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
we have a few more joining this coming week. So,
Oh, I bet they hate that there, don't they?
oh, I will tell you that that last Friday, the 30th, we were, did I even go over this with you? We were allowed to buy a piece of furniture or something from
Oh,
the
yeah.
clinic. So I
Yeah.
bought a computer chair for 20 bucks and I'm up there standing there and one of my doctors who is part of making the new clinic happen is standing next to me. And then my other coworker, she's standing on the other side and he had a wad of cash and he's like, see if you can add any furniture to your list, see if they'll let you because this is the
Sure.
last day. And he's handing me cash. And Debbie Williams, not Debbie Williams, I'm so sorry, Tracy Williams, that's her name, comes out of her office when she hears the doctor talk. And I think just specifically to act like she's putting him in his place.
No,
We
God.
have cameras watching from Jacksonville and just saying all this stuff and like you're not going to be in the clinic this weekend. He's like, well, that's fine, that's fine. He's, oh no, I'm going to be in the clinic this weekend. I have my own lease, I have my own keys.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly. None of your
you don't
business.
own the building. What is
No,
wrong
none of
with
your
people?
freaking business.
She specifically came out of her office
To say that junk.
to say that stuff like I'm smarter or more important than you, or you're gonna do as I say. And it's like a few hours, I'm no longer employed or paid by you.
But she's not smarter if you think about it. I mean,
Oh no,
what
she's not.
difference would what difference would it have made if he gave you money and you bought that furniture? They're still making out regardless. They're still getting paid. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. And what different anyway, where's that all gonna go? Wouldn't it
Good question. Because the
benefit?
furniture is not new, by the way. We moved into that building in 2009. It was new then.
Yeah.
Granted, it's been cleaned and maintained,
Hmm.
and there's nothing wrong with them. It's not new.
Okay, then what the heck do you care for?
I mean, we all got new computers a year and a half to 2 years ago. And I said I posted pictures.
Yeah. I saw
And they're
that.
like,
It's a
oh, we're
shame.
donating and we're this and we're that. You're full of crap. You lie, and you lie some more. You don't toss all those computers in those bins and be like, I'm donating them. I hope they survive being tossed into those bins and stacked.
Exactly,
You know,
right?
don't. Why am
It
I
doesn't make
delayed?
sense. Are you delayed? I think I'm
I,
okay.
you're okay. I'm talking, and when I'm done talking, I'm still seeing myself talking on the screen.
Okay.
But the
It's
sound
probably
is lining up.
Wi-Fi. As long as the sound lines
Sound
up,
is
that's
lines
the
up.
most important thing.
So, it just, so I got a new chair. Well, it's fairly new. It's like a year old. They were like $250, $60 chairs. I got it for $20. I got one. I was only allowed one. So my doctor's like, bring your chair to work. I'll pay you cash for it. So then my
Mm-hmm.
coworker bought one. So that way I was bringing one home. That was my plan. I didn't have the heart
Yeah.
to say, I'm bringing one home. I'm not bringing this to the new clinic. So I brought one to the new clinic and then I brought one home because a coworker got one for me. So anyways,
Well, there you go. That's how you do it.
it's all about control and stuff. So Miss
It is
Tracy
unfortunate.
Williams, just
Find
go
another
back to
job, Tracy
Jacksonville
Williams.
and go away. You don't care about the patient. You don't, you just care who's paying you those six figures. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
don't,
she's
it's not
probably
about
going to still
patient.
continue to get those and go,
Well,
live her life wherever.
I've been telling everyone and they're so devastated and I'm repeating myself and I'm sort of tired of hearing myself, but by the same token, I feel it's important that people know the truth so they can make decisions
Yes.
and be upset. And as harsh and as unethical and unkind and all this is about to sound, it is the truth
Mm-hmm.
because they hurt a lot of people,
Of course
not
they
just
did.
employees and the people they, you know, took their jobs away. And some of them had been there 44 years.
Mm.
Anita and Denise had been there. Sally had been there 43. The others 44, 42.
Oh,
Uh,
geez.
yeah, you hurt thousands of patients. Thousands.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate.
And, we had over 80,000. And so, I hope Sanitas fails on Missouri Avenue in Largo.
Yeah.
They can't even get a doctor hired. They have one of our nurse practitioners who went there because she panicked and signed a contract, and now she's stuck there, and they can't get any doctors to go there. What does that tell you? They can't take
Yeah.
Medicare, so our poor Medicare patients, that's one less resource.
And
And he got in
that's
trouble
a
in
good
Columbia.
majority.
He got in trouble in Columbia for something with Medicare. It's all online.
Oh my
So the
gosh.
cartel is here, and I'm sorry. I hope they fail. I do, and I'm not sorry, and I feel for the patients that don't know better. You'd be surprised how many patients think, well, if Florida Blue says I have to go here. No, you're allowing them to tell you
Correct.
where you have to go. You do not have to go there. You get to choose. It's your policy. It's your contract. You get to
That's
choose.
unfortunately some of those people don't know that. And
Oh,
that's why,
huge
it's a good
majority.
thing that you're there to let them know that they do have options.
It's a huge majority. And these people are older than me. So I see it as they have lived longer, not that they're older and they're losing their marbles or anything like that. Not trying to be insulting. These people are smart
No.
and sharp, but they don't understand how insurance works.
Well,
And
yeah.
I'm sitting there explaining it to them. So not only am I dealing with, 80 patients a day, there's stories and lots of questions being answered. And they've been
Well, it's
long
going to be
days.
chaos. Yeah, it's
It's
going to
going to
be
be
chaos.
chaos and it'll settle down in the next month, hopefully,
Yeah, it
as
will. It will.
as patients start to become regulars. And but the majority are so happy and so happy to see our faces and that we're still here. And it's it's nice to hear that. You have your
Absolutely.
few angry ones. It's like, why are you angry? Well, I made an appointment. No, you made an appointment at DCMG. That
Yeah.
company was dissolved August 30th. No one told me. You got a letter. The letter that you got in the mail that was mailed out June 18th, the same day they terminated us.
Yeah.
So, you know, Don't
Well,
play dumb.
insurance can get like very involved. And if you don't know what you're looking at or you don't know what you're reading, you're
Oh,
not going to
absolutely.
understand it. And
But I'm
these
just
people are a
talking,
lot older,
yeah.
the patients, and it's very difficult for them to
Well,
understand, you
what
know?
a lot of them are understanding too is that DCMG, which was the clinic, the diagnostic clinic
Correct.
medical group, was dissolved. And they don't understand why their appointments that were scheduled at DCMG are not
Yeah,
at the new community care diagnostic clinic.
right.
Well, legally, they're separate entities.
Hmm.
The doctors are relicensed and assigned to community care.
Yeah.
And part of the name diagnostic clinic was Dr. Bancusi was like, oh, it's going to have diagnostic clinic in the name somewhere.
I like it. I like this
Yeah.
doctor already.
Yeah. He's actually pretty funny. We all had lunch together today and he's like, they don't give a
Oh,
shit about us.
no, no,
And they don't.
no.
They don't care about the community and they don't care. They just don't care.
No, it's all about the money. Nobody cares about people anymore.
Yeah,
It's very
people say
difficult.
it's all about the money, and while I agree to that, I'm trying to figure out how this was feasible. They're
Well,
not coming out ahead. They owe another 7 years of lease money on that building.
to them, they must have found some type of benefit out of it. So who
Well,
knows what that is?
the benefit is one payer, one provider for the state of Florida and Florida Blue.
Yeah,
And they are automatically assigning patients to Sanitas, and patients are calling and saying, no, no, no,
right.
the ones that understand it. So that's what they were trying to do. A lot of
Yeah,
people are accepting and will just like, yeah, whatever, and go too.
right,
So part of me running my mouth continuously is to educate those who don't understand how it works and what is
right.
happening. And like Adeline says, my Romanian co-worker who will be joining the new clinic soon, it's like communism. And that's why she left Romania
Oh
13 years
yeah,
ago.
it is. Absolutely.
So, and she's got her own stories and experiences dealing. So with the, so, we working on the backside see things and hear things that the patients don't know and won't understand.
Sure.
And so everyone just needs to run.
Exactly.
you know, and I'm
Yes.
very grateful to be where I'm at. Um, it's been super busy this week and a half. I am super tired.
Yeah.
And but happy, really happy to be there and excited to
Hmm.
be there. And I like when a face walks in and I know
They
them.
recognize. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they know you. Yeah.
And they, yeah.
It is
So
nice. It
it is
is
nice. I'm
nice.
seeing people, even people I saw in the building and didn't really interact with,
Yeah.
patients and stuff, because they didn't need me for anything. I recognize them and it's just nice. It's, you
Of
know,
course it is. It makes you feel good. Like, okay, these people are returning now, but they're returning hopefully to a better place.
yeah, they're
And
all
they're not
they're all
staying,
returning. They're all
yeah, and they're
returning.
not staying, with people who are trying to, I don't know, be bad. Lesser of
I,
a word. I can't even find a word to be
I
honest.
don't
But
even know what really truly happened, but Dr. Brevnick, on the Thursday before we closed, was in her office, and Tracy Williams brought Susan McQueen with her and went in to have a few words with Dr. Brevnick, as they are, you know, Susan McQueen worked for DCMG and she kind of handled situations, angry patients
mm,
and stuff. And I don't know what Tracy's purpose of going to talk to Dr. Brevnick was.
uh-huh.
But part of it was the new clinic and not being really happy,
Okay.
to sum it up. I don't really know how else to sum it up. And there was some exchanging of conversation. And, Dr. Brevnick's really cool. She'll sit there and let you talk. But when she
Hmm.
talks, she expects you to shut up and listen.
Yeah, exactly. Be quiet.
And so she told Tracy Williams, I've been very professional through this whole thing. You have not been. And then told her what else she thought, whatever that was. But in the end, they told her, this is your last day.
Yeah.
And they made her leave, Dr.
Yeah.
Brevnick
See?
leave.
See?
So, yeah, all nasty, nasty,
Oh
nasty,
yeah, they just want
nasty.
you to conform to what they're doing. They don't want anybody to
Correct.
come in that's out of the norm. you
And
know?
Dr. Brubnik is not from the USA.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
said today in the lunchroom, it's really interesting. And I've always kind of thought this, and I just shook my head. And I was like, I agree. She considers them criminals, and criminals get away with a lot of stuff in America, she said.
They sure do. They
She's
sure do.
she's, I believe, Polish.
Yeah.
Her oldest son is going to school. I mean, she's a doctor. Her husband, the story was, I think the husband wanted to date her or her dad. I don't know. Either her husband wanted to date her and she was like, you have to become a doctor. So he did.
Oh,
Her
get
oldest,
out.
yeah, because she's just like, I'm not settling. Smart woman.
Very.
Raising that bar. American women, listen.
Heck yeah.
Raise the bar. Her oldest son, their oldest son, is going to school in Italy to be a doctor.
Nice.
They have family in Italy and stuff. And yeah, she's got the bar set high. She's a smart lady. She's funny too. Um, but she stresses. She's human and she gets freaked out too. So
Of
um,
course.
the doctors are running, everyone's double booked, and we're doing the best we can. But we are happy to still be together and be there,
There you go. Then that's all that matters. That's
So
all that
yeah,
matters. So that's awesome. Well,
yeah.
good. I'm glad you're having, a pretty decent week. I mean, considering, all the little bit of challenges with 80 patients, but overall, like you said, in about a month, that's kind of gonna even keel itself. So, and you'll be
One
able
can
to get
hope.
into a routine. Yeah. Yeah. It
One
usually
can
does
hope.
happen that way, and everybody can have a task that they need to do, So
I already got them.
good. Good.
Good. I
Well,
don't have time to. This cup goes to work full, and then I have a cup that goes with chai tea and almond milk. It takes me all day to drink that other cup, which is probably 16 ounces.
uh-huh.
I can't, I don't finish it. There are days I have not even finished that, let alone touch the water
Right.
because we are so busy.
Yeah. No, I thought you meant you had tasks for the other people. Give
Oh,
them
no,
their
no,
own
no.
tasks.
I've been given extra tasks by IT.
I know. Well, then that's not good, but okay.
They're like, give it to her, she'll do it.
Yeah.
We're
She's
gonna
very
give you this.
efficient.
We're gonna give you this security login. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
I'm
because you're
just
very
standing there going,
efficient.
who'd you talk to? I'd like to have a
Why
word.
did you pick me?
Yeah. Whatever. It's fine.
It is. Yeah, it is what it is. So,
It is what it is.
yeah. What do you
So
got for
here
us
we
this
are.
week?
Um, I asked a few weeks ago, does the idea of getting older scare you? So as we get older, and I think about it more,
Yes.
you know, the only thing that scares me about getting older is not accomplishing some of my goals, my bigger
Mm-hmm.
goals. That's what scares me about getting older. The number itself does not scare me. I am in better health than I was in my 20s. I definitely take better care of myself. I definitely feel better. I don't
Sure.
feel sluggish or anything. I go 90 miles an hour. Um, so what scares me about getting older is not accomplishing the bigger goals that I set for myself for
Mm-hmm.
independence. So what about you, Pascal? What scares you about getting older?
Um, like you said, I mean, I agree with you. The number doesn't really matter so much. I'm trying to get a little bit healthier. I've started this week, so not, eating the foods that sometimes I don't have time to sit down and eat because I'm running around doing 500 things. But as far as that goes, I make myself now. Like it's everything can wait. If it's going to
Yeah,
be 5-10 minutes, they can wait 5-10 minutes. I need to eat my meal.
you do.
So I'm starting to do that, this week just because I don't want to have all the aches and pains, like the 50, I believe is like for us is like a new 40, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
um it's different than what it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years
absolutely.
ago. I sit there and I know we discussed this before where we would watch the Golden Girls and
Hmm.
supposedly they were at our age at that time. And
Hmm.
then to think, okay, well, they're depicting them as, gray-haired women and this, and then they have one that's like a floozy and goes out everywhere. That's me, by the way. And then
Oh, you're Blanche.
I'm Blanche.
I'm
And then,
Sophia. Picture it.
yeah,
Sicily,
pic-
1912.
picture it. So it like I was like, oh my gosh, it just, came to a revelation like, wow, like they were 50. Here I am 50, but I don't feel like I'm 50.
Yeah. By the
So,
way, side note,
yes.
at the clinic,
Mhm.
I got to register my 108-year-old patient.
Oh,
She
wow.
was 108. She turned a few months ago and she brought us all cupcakes downstairs when we were
Oh,
still at
good for
DCMG.
her.
I say a few months ago, it was like April or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very
Wow,
glad.
good for her.
I had to say that.
108.
We're talking about older age, and I was like, oh, that's right. She came in to register.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
See, I think age isn't everything. It's the way you feel, to be honest.
And
I
she is
mean,
sharp.
yeah, see? And as long as you have your brain, and I'm sure is she able to walk and move around?
She walks with a cane.
Okay.
They bring her in a wheelchair
Okay.
because of well, they feel better about it, and because there's weights and stuff, and
Sure.
it's just they feel it's easier for them because her son brings her in and he's 70 something, so it's
Oh,
easier
see?
for him.
Isn't that crazy?
He
I
came
th
up, I'm like, I know you. He just
Right.
smiled.
I think what scares me the most is the fact that if I get older and I have, more complications, I mean, I do have kidney disease and that's inevitable. No matter how healthy I'm going to be, it doesn't matter. Eventually things will change for me.
Yeah.
But, we can always try not to make those changes quicker. Uh, it scares me to get older that if I needed help, I'm pretty much an independent person. I don't like to depend on other people. You know what I mean?
I
I've
I
always
hear
been an
you.
independent person. And it scares me to be like, I'm going to have to depend on someone eventually, And I mean, in some ways, we all are going to have to depend on someone in the future. But I just don't want it to be in the near future. I want it to be way out when I'm
Well,
108 years old.
that's why it's so important, and I'm not lecturing you specifically, but it is important to go out for those 30-minute walks. It is important to
Hmm.
eat healthy and drink
Yeah.
your water. You know,
Well,
um,
I'm good at that. I'll raise my hand for that. I'm really good at drinking water. So,
I used to really hate water and now I crave water.
really?
And yeah, I crave it. It's like, do you want tea? I'm like, no. Do you
Yeah.
want soda? No. Does it have rum in
No.
it? No.
No. Does it have rum in it? I like that idea.
If it's Coke with rum, I'm fine. Not
Yes.
Diet Coke. I don't drink that shit. That's worse
Oh,
for you than
no.
real Coke. And
Exactly. I agree
yeah,
there.
so I crave. It's like, no, I just want to be hydrated and feel good. That's it.
Yeah.
You
Well, that's
know.
one good thing that I do is I really do drink a lot of water. Some days I do catch myself and I'm like, okay, you haven't drank your daily requirement of water, so let's get started.
Yeah.
And sometimes I start late, which is a bad thing because then I'm up all night going to the bathroom because I take them water pills, so there you have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other times, I'm good and I just feel like I just need to get a little more healthier.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
I
there's
love
always
I love
tuning to
healthy
do.
food. It's just a matter of sitting down to actually eat it. I'm
Yeah.
always on the go all the time, and I'm really sick and
Yeah.
tired of that. So,
I hear you. I hear you. It is hard. I eat healthy too. I don't like yogurt. And it was like, oh, you should do yogurt. You should do. I'm like,
I
ugh.
love yogurt. Yeah.
I discovered a coconut yogurt years ago at the health food store, and it comes in a glass
Hmm.
jar, and it's like $18 a glass jar, and that's quite a bit of money
It
for.
is, but it's worth it, I'm sure.
Uh,
No?
um, eh,
Well, I love yogurt, so I
yeah,
would
I
probably
I
just
think
eat
it's
that up.
bitter, and I'm just like, ugh. So
Uh,
I was at this other health food store the other day, and I decided everyone's always talking about their yogurt, so I went and looked for the coconut yogurt, and I found a different version of it, and it's
mhm.
a berry flavor, and it's from the health food store, and
Okay.
So I bought a few just to kind of break up my weekly lunch, but I've been trying to add a little more protein into my diet.
Hmm.
So even though my doctor's like, you really don't need to. So anyways, I've been doing little tweaks here and there.
Okay, good. So trying a little
I
bit different things.
Yeah. Uh, our good friend Crystal does amino acids. So
Hmm.
she got Danny onto amino acids. I've done amino acids in the past. I haven't consistently done it, and
Hmm.
I probably should, especially in our 50s. That's something to do. Maybe you want to look into it.
Hmm.
A good brand, and so I'm going to look into it a little bit more, but I'm going to probably add that to my regiment,
Yeah.
whatever you call it. I do
Hmm.
take a, organ meat complex instead of a multivitamin. I have tweaked it here and there, and it's time for some tweaking again. And so, it's a work in progress. Live and learn. You grow
Oh
and
yeah.
read and research, and you just, figure it out. But yeah, I got to get back to walking.
Yeah.
I definitely need it for stress relief.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then I need to get back to Pilates because I miss it and I need it for stress relief.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you need those extracurricular things outside of your normal life because you feel like, you're not doing the same thing every day. So you don't get as tired as much because
Yeah,
you have all these new things in your life.
yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do. So I mean, other than that, really nothing about getting old scares me. I just sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, are you really 51? Oh, how did you get to this number?
That's what I was talking about today. It's like we were talking about, what one always told us the older you get, the faster it goes. It's
Yeah,
like, why?
right?
Why?
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean,
I don't know.
that's when I start going, how did I get here?
Yeah,
Because it's
exactly.
flying by now, and that's a little scary.
It is a little scary. I mean,
That's
to think
flying by.
I have a 31-year-old. Like,
I have a 28-year-old, yeah.
yeah, see? We're
But
almost
I wanted to have them young so that I could do things later in life and not be old. So I'm okay with that. But it's
me
shocking when
too.
people look at
Yeah.
me and they're like, "You have how old?"
Yes, same. I tell them, and I said I have two grandchildren and soon to be three, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, different times, different
Yeah.
times. I like being a younger grandma. I don't want to be an old grandma. I don't
Yeah.
want to
Well,
be like
no.
like not being able to have fun and sit with the kids and play with them and take them out, go for a walk, whatever. I want to be
Yeah.
able to do things with them.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I just didn't want to be an old grandma. I wanted to get it over with.
Right? I know. I don't blame you.
It's like,
Well, they say when
okay.
you're younger and you have kids, that way you can enjoy yourself when you get into your 40s and 50s because your kids are grown, they're doing their own thing. Now it's your turn to go back to doing your own thing before kids. And
Yes.
it's more mature, you're doing new
Are we?
things. Well, in some cases, not all cases. Sometimes I'm not,
Right?
and I don't need to be.
No,
No,
life
and
is
you don't need
short.
to be. Yeah, have fun, live it up. Doesn't matter what age you are. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You could be
Yeah. So,
98. I want to be. There was a lady in here, okay? Let me tell you. There was a lady in here that came to the restaurant. She is almost 90, okay?
hmm
You could never tell. Her hair is done, makeup is done. She's wearing these cute little flower earrings. She's drinking, I don't know what she was drinking. I think wine. Okay, it was lunchtime, living her best life.
Aw.
Okay, and you could never tell. She was very sassy. She's very cute. She's fun. She's still ambitious, telling me about her new boyfriend. I'm like, "Oh, you got a boyfriend. Look at you."
That's funny.
Yeah, and then my nephew here, he was telling her about because we're gonna do like a big ladies' night, and
Yeah.
he was telling her about it, and we might get a male belly dancer. So
They
how
have
would you
male
feel
belly
about that?
dancers?
Oh yeah, look it up. They dance better than women. Um,
Really?
yes, yeah. There's one actually. His name is Lebanese Simon. and he is a very good belly dancer, the Lebanese Simon. Yeah. And then there's other ones that come from, other different countries too as well. But she was living her best life and telling me, she found her boyfriend. The only problem, he lives in California. He's coming to visit her. Just, like, I don't know, just living her best life.
Wait a second. Wait a second. How did she find her boyfriend?
I don't know because by that time she was lit. Okay. I'm sorry, but she was really lit by the time I was talking to her. And she was just carrying on and having a great time. But hey, I mean, kudos to her. I told her I want to be like you when I grow up.
Right? That's funny.
Yeah. I said,
That's
see,
funny.
you're never too old to find a boyfriend. You're never too old to live your life. You're
No.
never too old to have a glass of wine in the middle of the day.
But you have to come down here and we gotta do our Golden Girl house.
We do have to do our Golden Girl house. Yes.
You
I
know?
don't know when, but soon, hopefully.
What to do with you.
I know, but like we had talked earlier before we got on, it's like you go back and forth, in your thoughts. You
Yeah.
want to do something, then you stop. Then you go back and you rethink it. Then you have these happy moments where you're just enjoying your life, enjoying yourself, and you're like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Then you have the other moments where you're like, oh, F this. Like, I'm done. I'm done with everything. You know what I mean? So, I mean, life is challenging and it will continue to be challenging as we get older. So it's the way you handle it, the way you handle your stress, the way you handle your friendships,
Yeah.
who are you going to keep that will boost you up rather than put you down?
Yeah.
You don't need friends at our age at this point in time right now. I don't need a friend that's always going to, I don't know, like tell me about myself all the time. How about
Right.
sometimes I just want to vent? Why can't you just listen?
Yeah. Or the friend that um wants to quote throw quotes at you for lack of better words or
Yeah.
lecture you. It's like don't preach what you don't practice,
Well, that too. Yeah, exactly.
you know.
Exactly. I mean, our friendships at this point in time should be connected, should
Yeah.
be a connection where we should grow older and be in each other's lives until God knows when,
Yeah, you know.
you know.
I mean, we all preach our own things too, by the way, and um I preach what I want for myself
Yeah, sure.
that I'm working on and closer than I've ever been to some things. So
See?
it's a work in progress. I'm getting there, but
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, life is too short to if there's something you want to do, just get out there and do it. Like
yeah.
don't even wait.
Stop
Don't even
making
wait for it.
excuses, and don't
Correct.
wait for anyone else to get their crap
No,
together.
no.
If you're
Then you're
not
wasting
getting on
time.
board, then yeah,
Yeah, you're wasting time because
yep,
nobody is guaranteed tomorrow.
no, you're not, and
Yeah.
you can't keep waiting on everyone to fix their own crap. You gotta
No.
just do
Move
your
on.
life, move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, gets old. Someone else wrote, no, I'm actually pretty excited. My life has only gotten better as I've gotten older, and I think I'd make a cool grandma.
There you go. See?
Yeah, I've heard that too, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, because you work medical, you hear everyone tell me, I hear everyone tell me, golden years are not golden. That's what they tell me. And I've
Yeah.
heard that a lot. And I look at their age and I look at their, you know, diagnosis
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, ugh, for some,
Right.
but then I have a 108-year-old lady.
Yeah. See? In her right mind,
Yep. And
continuing to live life.
when we saw her a few months ago and we asked, about her, um, they're like, she just has a little hearing issue in the one ear. She doesn't always hear so well. You're freaking 108. Who cares?
Right? Do I really even want to listen when I'm 108 years old? I don't give a Get out of here. I could care less
Well,
what the
that's
hell
what
you have to
it's like.
say.
It's like that's what we said. Do you really want to hear it all? She laughs.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? At that point in time,
But we were asking because it's like she's 108.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
She's not on any medications.
See? Did you ever ask her like,
No, you know, everyone's like, ask the secret. It's really genetics.
it is genetics, yeah.
It's 60-70% of how you're going to be is your genetics and what you do with it from there. So
Correct.
if you take care of your genetics, you have a higher chance of maintaining
Mm,
and having a healthier
Longer life.
life.
Yeah.
Correct. If you are out drinking and partying all the time, you don't.
Yeah,
You know, all that's
exactly.
going through your kidneys and liver and all those organs, and you know, eventually they're tired. They don't want to put up
Well,
with your
yeah.
crap anymore. You know?
They're like,
They're
knock
like,
it
I'm
off.
out.
Knock it off.
You know?
We're turning the
Yeah,
lights off.
yeah, right.
Evacuate the
Yeah,
building.
right. Yeah. And sometimes they do.
They do, yes,
You
unfortunately.
know. You know, I mean, it's like I like a drink once in a while,
Mhm.
but I don't have drinks weekly. And some people are like, "Oh, you get out." No, you only must look at Facebook once a week
Yeah,
or once
yeah,
every 3 weeks, you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes I like, I'd love to have a drink once in a while too, but it's
yeah.
it's not like I used to do it when I was in my 20s. Like every weekend I was out partying, having a good
Yeah,
time,
see, I
but
didn't do that either. Yeah.
yeah, I
I
didn't
d-
do it. I didn't do it to the point where I was, constantly drunk or
no.
constantly drinking liquor, but um I just did it, for
Well,
fun
it's a rite of
purposes.
passage. I mean, you
Correct.
go through that
Correct.
phase. I unfortunately matured a little sooner, and because of circumstances growing up and certain things taught me certain things at a young age, and I just like, yeah, not doing that. It doesn't interest me. And that's really simply what it's about.
Yeah,
People are
and
like,
to
oh,
each
don't be
his
a
own
party
too.
pooper. It's like, well, you didn't live in my shoes, so you don't get to make your, uneducated comments.
Right.
So about my life. So, yeah, it's to each his own. But she's 108. Um, and they had other family members that lived a long time, not the 108 mark, but you know, late 90s, early hundreds. So,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
genetics. So,
It is genetics, yeah.
it sounds like I'm only 74 or something. It's like,
I'm only 74. I
yeah,
got 50 more years to
yeah.
live.
Well, I tell you what, you would never know he's 74.
Oh, see? Yeah. I
It's
wonder who the
genetics.
oldest person alive in the world
I don't
is.
know. You have to look up who is the oldest person alive in the state of Florida. Let's see. Hey Siri, who is the oldest person alive in the state of Florida?
Okay, I found this on the web for who is the oldest person alive in the state of Florida. Check it out. Check it out.
I'm checking it out.
Check it out, Siri.
So, Anna, Florida's oldest known living person, turned 111. This was
Mm-hmm.
November 22nd, 2023.
Okay. And that's just in Florida.
I just did in Florida. She was
Okay.
born in Italy.
Oh, get out. See? Genetics. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So
So,
in June of 2023, a lady named Ada died in the state of Florida at 113. So what's funny
113.
is their names start with A, and my patient that's 108, her name starts with an A.
Oh, that's crazy. That is, yeah, that's a coinkydink.
That's
Well,
something.
I looked up the oldest living person around the world. The
Okay.
oldest living person one, her name is Tamiko Tuka. and she was born in Japan, May 23rd, 1908, and she is 116 years old.
Wow.
But she looks good. Like I wish I could show you her image. But I mean, considering she looks really good. And then
Yeah.
the next under her is a lady named Ina Canabero Lucas, and she is born in Brazil in 1908. And then the next one is in the United States. Her name is Elizabeth Francis, and she was born in 1909. And then another one also from the United States. Her name is Ethel Caterham, and she is 115 years old.
Wow.
Those are the top 4.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't, and they look pretty good. Like they, the one is walking around and up and moving, and there's 2 of them in a wheelchair. But they're still there in their mind,
Yeah.
from reading
Amazing,
whatever
huh?
is on here. Yeah, it is amazing.
So,
Yeah.
um, next person wrote, no, I can't wait to get older so I can see all the changes my body and mind go through. And also in the US, the lifespan for humans is 79. I'm trying to get past that. I'm low key. They wrote, I'm low key, trying to get to 100. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to be above average on that. Ha ha. Oh,
Oh, that
well,
would be so much fun, though. Can you imagine? We have our house and we're all living there and we're all 100 years old.
right. Terrorizing
And
the world.
we're all going to turn 100 at the same time in the same
Right.
year.
You said
So,
in 7 month span, right?
exactly.
Someone wrote, no, grateful for all of it, past, present, and future.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of life
There's a
lessons in the
lot of
past.
no's.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of no's. I was expecting somebody to be like, yes.
Someone wrote, no, my life got better with each decade. I work effing hard for that.
Yeah.
Got to work at it.
Well, goals. Everybody has them.
Yep.
Some people
Everybody
don't,
has
but
them.
depends on what they are.
Yep. I'm 30, so no, I don't think about it that much.
Honest answer. I like it though.
Eh,
It's an
right,
honest
right.
answer.
Someone else wrote, no, I actually kind of look forward to it. I get that
Really?
now that I'm up here. It's like, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're past all the, you know, piddly crap in
All
theory,
the nonsense. Yeah.
unless, someone brings you the nonsense. So, you know, absolutely not. I enjoy my life. I will be so wonderful. I will be such a wonderful old lady.
Aw. I like that.
Not scared. I just don't want to participate in it.
Oh no. Okay, well,
Well, I'm not really
that's
sure
an
how.
honest answer too. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Scared isn't the right word. I'm female, 53. Okay, and gotta turn the page. And have some concerns about how long I'll be able to keep working, what my healthcare needs will be in the future decades, and judging when to commit suicide in the case, just in case.
Oh my.
So,
Took a turn there at the end.
well, none of it was real positive, but the end was, so here's the thing with that. You're wasting your time thinking about all that.
Correct. You're not enjoying your life.
You're not enjoying your life. You cannot control this.
Correct.
You can take care of yourself and help yourself to some degree,
Mm-hmm.
but you cannot control it. And so the fact that you already think about suicide, excuse me, if need be, my gosh, I'm 51 and I have not. I can't imagine what it takes to do that to yourself mentally.
Yeah, exactly.
I If I had cancer, I just wait to that would be it. Just pump me full
Well,
of
it makes me
morphine.
wonder. It makes me wonder what's going on in her life that she stated
Well,
that.
some people are just like that.
Some people are, yes, I agree with that.
You could have the most wonderful, positive family life with
Mhm.
the most positive attitude and outlook, and you have that one where something is just they're never happy, and I would probably assume it's somewhat mental. I don't know.
I mean, it would have
Um,
to be somewhat
but
because
my
how
curiosity is, how old is this person, and how much time have you been wasting thinking about, if this is wrong with me, do I commit suicide?
correct. Correct. And
Uh,
please don't do that. Like, if you need help, go get help.
You
Like,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
I've never thought about that either. I mean, there's
No,
so much more to look forward to. I mean, like you said, you're always going to have bills, okay? No matter what.
yeah,
And you should only take on certain amount of bills that you know you can handle, okay, to keep thing. Sometimes it gets out of hand, okay, and
yeah.
that's normal, but like sometimes you
Life
don't have
happens.
control. Yeah, life
Yeah,
happens. Like you
yeah,
said, there's no absolute control, you
yeah.
know? Um, and sometimes life will throw you curveballs and you just have to
It
learn
throws
know how to
everyone
deal with them.
curveballs. I
Yeah.
mean, you
But
are
if
not
you're all the
living
way,
life if you don't have a curveball.
no, but if you're all the way up towards like committing suicide, I mean, that's,
Well, just in case. So she's not, or he's not saying they're going to commit suicide, but the fact that they've thought about it,
no, but
like
the
I've not
thinking,
thought about it.
yeah, the thinking is there.
Yeah,
The thought process is there.
yeah.
So maybe she
So,
didn't say it, but she kind of said it.
yeah. So, interesting. So, then this one person just wrote sometimes.
Okay.
So
And we need a
sometimes I
little
think
bit more,
about it.
buddy.
Well, probably sometimes I think about it and think, I probably shouldn't think about it. Yeah.
Oh God, I probably shouldn't. I don't really think about it, to be honest with you. The only thing, like I said, would probably be the dependency for me.
Yeah.
But
And I
other
think that's
than that,
common
hmm
with anyone who's single.
yeah,
And
yeah,
at this stage, do you really want to be that kind of involved with someone?
yeah, exactly. That's what I don't know.
So I don't know either.
I mean, it would depend on that someone, I would think. But at this point in time, for myself, I'm good where I am. I'm fine. I'm
Right.
single. I don't have to worry about, certain things.
Yeah.
So, I do have a lot on my plate, and yes, I have to kind of do a little more or a little extra. But even if you're married, you're still going to do a little bit extra anyway, regardless. So I
Is
don't
it
I
really
don't see
just
a
a little bit
difference.
extra?
Well, it depends on the relationships.
Ain't a little bit of extra.
Well, women are always doing a lot more
Yeah, well,
than men,
it's
so
exhausting.
it is exhausting.
Someone wrote, yes, I am. I want to be as independent as I possibly can. I don't have kids, so it scares me to think about how I'll get by in old age without help from a care facility nursing home. My grandma had to die in one. I also don't want to think of myself as old looking. I'm aware enough to admit that I am afraid to lose my looks.
See, there you go. We just spoke about that, like being a single person, not having anyone else in your life.
Well, then you have to go to a facility, and it could be somewhere where an assisted living facility where you have your independence and you can come and go
Correct.
and you can hold
Correct.
on to it. But if you need someone, there's support
Someone
there.
there. Yeah.
Can't be a dump because, I won't do that. But
No, I won't do that either. That's the thing. I've worked in a nursing home,
yeah.
and it's not the best place that I would ever want to put anybody in, to be honest.
No, there's
They
some
need
real
it
nice ones
because,
around here,
yeah,
but
and there's nice ones up here.
you're paying 15 grand a month for them
Well,
today.
that's what I mean. you know? So you worked your whole entire life
Mm-hmm.
to use that money to have to be in a nursing home and use that money up instead of like living your life and traveling. But at the same time,
Well,
if you
and you
need it, you
got to
need it.
travel while you're younger and not wait till you're older where you have the possibility of more medical things going wrong where you miss out on
True.
traveling too, because you don't get to go back in time.
No, you sure don't.
You don't get to go back in time. So, you know, it is now or never, people. Now or never.
Yes.
Nope, I'm 48 and looking forward to the years ahead.
Yeah, because you know what? We mature as we get older too. So, and then there's other things to do than what we were when we were 20,
True,
you know?
true.
So,
Yeah. You know, life is funny. You and I were talking about it. We talk about all kinds of things before we record. And
yeah.
we talked for about an hour tonight before we recorded.
Yeah.
Partly because we hadn't spoken to one another last week. So
Yeah.
again, it throws me off. I miss that weekly date.
Yes.
Um, but every now and then there's little sabbaticals or life happens.
Yeah.
Life seems to be happening a lot more in ways that I don't care for too.
Yeah, well, same
So,
here. So,
you know, little behind and trying to get caught up and this is also something I do for myself, you know.
sure.
So, I can't let life take that.
No, absolutely not. This is like
You
this
know.
is your own thing, you know.
Yeah.
You constructed it, so it's your
Yeah.
own
So,
thing.
you know, it's just one of those things. There are things I am looking forward to. I love the fact that my kids are raised and grown,
Yes, me too.
you know, to a degree.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot going on in everyone's world right now in my house, and it feels like nothing but continuous stress.
Yeah.
It's emotionally draining, to say the least.
Oh, it is, and physically sometimes.
Yeah, I can sleep all night and I'm exhausted still the next day, and that's the emotional part for me.
Yeah.
That's how I get. You know, this too shall pass. It may feel like a kidney stone most days, but it'll pass.
I know.
Never had a
Sometimes I
kidney
feel
stone,
like
but I
that
have
too.
given birth twice with no drugs, so there's that.
Hmm. There you go.
You know,
You
but
too? Me too.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't take anything I don't have to, and that includes epidurals. So
Yeah. I don't really take in life per se by itself. I don't really take anything for granted. I thank God every day that I'm alive, that I wake up every
Mhm.
day, and whatever the day brings me, you know, every day in the morning I say, I hope today is a great and fabulous day for you. And sometimes it may not be, and other times it's the best day you've ever had.
Yeah, so I
So,
think I spoke to Crystal recently. She's got a lot going on in her world right now too,
yeah.
but I told her that I would like her to come back on. She hasn't done a health one in a while. I would like her to talk about women and aging and muscle mass. That's kind of been our
Yes.
conversation here and there in private, and the amino acids and just the things that you can take and do and eat protein. With that being said, I would like her to figure out, and I know you know for yourself because
Hmm.
you can't have a lot of protein. So
Correct.
what can Pascal do to maintain muscle mass
Oh, that's a
and
good
as
one
we
for her.
age and not
Yes.
have she can't have the protein that we have.
Yes.
So I'm hoping she gets to do that soon
Oh, I
to
like
kind
that
of
topic.
change things around. I
Yeah,
have to
because we're not all created like equal, like as far
correct.
as health goes.
No, we are not.
So,
That's genetics. Everyone's different.
mhm.
Everyone's different all the time. So we are
Yes.
different health wise. And I have to just make a little room in here.
I'm
I'm in a different
Well, you're gonna
podcast
get rid of
room.
your steamer, right? So there's a little bit of
Well,
room.
yeah, no. Stupid thing stopped
R.I.P.
working.
steamer.
Yeah, it's going to the curb. I'm not tolerating that. If you're
Yeah,
not working in this house, you are out.
exactly. That's right. All the
You
way down
know?
to the ants.
Yeah, I'm all the way down to the ants, I tell you. Yeah, I've been actually cleaning out. I cleaned out. I gave away a 300 and something dollar juicer 2 weeks ago,
Oh, okay.
trying to make room in a kind of pantry. It was old his and her closets in the old master bedroom. I knocked down a wall and moved things, so I have more storage and doubled the length of the living room. So, and I did that a long time ago. So, anyways,
Sure.
I use the closets as storage for items that are too big to go in my kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I only have a galley kitchen, so I had this fancy smancy juicer, and I'm gonna juice. Yeah, that didn't last long, by the way. I don't like eating liquid root.
Ah, yeah. It tastes like dirt, right?
It does.
Some
Liquid root.
people, yeah, some people really say that I'm not going to say all root veggies, but some of the root veggies like beets,
Oh
some of
yeah.
them when you're doing it, it does really, really taste like dirt. I'm
You know.
sorry.
It's also a lot of work to get a little bit of juice. And
Yeah.
I honestly, in this day and age, do not have the time, the interest, or the energy to do
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
So my $350, whatever juicer it was, Omega juicer or whatever, I gave away.
That's good.
Almost like new, to make room and reorganize and shift things around in the house to make room in other places. So,
Well, have you
um,
noticed that when you get older too, that you just don't care about um the stuff? Like I don't want
I there
stuff.
I don't care. Yeah, there's stuff that I don't want. I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of tchotchkes around my house or anything like that because I get
Yeah.
tired of being the only one to dust it, to clean
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
And I was doing it weekly, so it became another chore for me. And you
Hmm.
know what? Like I tell people, don't give me more chores.
Exactly. I don't know. I found the materialistic things for me nowadays are not the same as when I was obviously in my 20s, where your ambitions are a lot higher and you're like, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want this. Now I just want to be quiet and happy and
Yeah, and I
just
want to
live my
travel,
life. Yeah.
but I don't have the tchotchkes because I realized I'm dusting these every freaking week,
Yeah.
and that does not bring me joy.
No, of course not.
You
Of course
know,
not.
does not bring me joy. So I got rid of the inexpensive, meaningless clutter. I
Yeah.
did it years ago. I just
And I'm
don't
sure
have
you
them.
don't miss it. Yeah.
I do not. I do
Yeah.
not. I don't even think about it.
There
Yeah,
you go.
so it made life easier, gave me one less chore. I have a lot
Hmm.
less to dust. It's real easy to just wipe the flat surface and dust it,
Absolutely.
spray it and dust it, than it
Absolutely.
is to wash tchotchkes and
Right. All the
all that.
crevices. Yeah.
Yeah, all the crevices. Good grief.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. I'm gonna when I get all my things and stuff, I'm just gonna kind of downgrade and the things that are not super super meaningful. And what I mean by super super meaningful, things that like I've grown up with since I was young.
Yeah.
Um, or something that is sentimental that meant something to one of my family members.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I have a ton of books, I have a ton of just unnecessary things.
Yeah, I donated a lot of books years ago, and when the house was remodeled 5 years ago, we ripped out every cabinet.
Yeah.
So I had discs for window updates that you would
Yeah.
buy and install. Why do I even have that?
Well, yeah, because what's the use
1995. Oh
now?
my God, how did this stay in this house that long? So I got rid of a lot of stuff, and now, I'm to the point where I see something I'm like, you're out.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
out.
just
You know.
that's the only thing that I would say that I like about getting older is because you just don't have as much stuff as when you were younger. To me, relationships with people are more important than stuff.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
that being said, I do like the finer things when I buy stuff.
Oh, well, of course. Yeah, of course. Of course.
But yeah,
That's
I
that's a
mean,
different thing, but you're not buying like a large amount of like
I'm not buying anything.
Yeah, like collectibles or like things like this or things what
I
am I
do
gonna
have a
do with
s-
all
I
those?
I have a small collection of frogs.
Oh, I have collection of masks.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
These
face masks.
these frogs are made by a guy. He calls himself Frogman. He's an artist. His name is, I think, Tim Kirchell or something like that, but he's known as the Frogman. And they're
Mm-hmm.
bronzes. They're heavy. They're
Mm.
signed, they're numbered, and they come with a certificate of authenticity. So they're actually art. I also have an owl. He does owls. The one owl I want is like $3,500, so that's not here,
Oh my
but
gosh.
he's absolutely gorgeous. So I have like a $500
Well, I'll
version
have to
owl.
look them up. I love owls too. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool owl. I've actually saw one in a gallery in Orlando, and I was just like, oh my
Oh,
gosh. And like, well, you
yeah.
can make payments. I'm like, oh, I'm sure I could.
From when? From now until when?
So they're art, they're collectible.
Yeah, that's
Some
something you
people that were
like,
like
something.
family got me started on it, and they actually have
See?
way more than me. I do like them. I need to get it etagere to put them on in the living room. So I'm gonna start.
Mm.
I have some things to do in the living room, and I want to get it etagere and put them on. But
Yeah, you can
yeah,
display them.
I need to display them. I actually had them hidden. I had them out for a while, and some of them sit on the table, and a leg hangs off the edge, and they would
Yeah.
get knocked over and stuff. Well, they're not cheap, so I can't have that. So,
Yeah.
um, half of them were gifts. I've bought a few myself. Probably about due to add one to the collection soon. It's been a while since I've added one to the collection.
There you
And when I
go.
say a while, it's probably been 7, 8, 9, 10 years. It's been a
Oh,
while.
wow. That's a
Yeah,
while. Yeah.
it's a while. But yeah, those are my only tchotchkes. They are put away. They're actually in my drawers in my dresser, wrapped
Yeah.
in stuff and in between like layers of underwear and socks and
Sure.
shirts and
Yeah.
shorts.
My
Yeah,
stuff is
and
in boxes in a basement, and
you
I'm gonna have to
know,
go through them and see which ones I want, which ones I want to get rid of.
that's my only thing, and I don't have them out yet, but I hope to get them out within the next year. So that's kind of a goal of mine. But yeah, other than that, it has to be meaningful. It has to be worth something. I
Correct.
can pass those on to my kids. They'll be worth something in value art wise,
Mm-hmm.
because they're real art. So I like them,
Yeah.
so no, this doesn't mean just buy me any frog off the shelf.
No, exactly. That's
Don't
right.
get me wrong,
Yeah.
I like frogs, but
Well, it's a specific art
it's
designer
an
that you
art.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So,
it is meaningful when you find someone that creates something that you absolutely adore and love. So,
but as far as everything else goes, I've pretty much gotten rid of it.
hmm.
And I just, you know, I want to travel.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I just want to travel. It's that simple.
Hmm.
I don't care about.
Having a BMW or
I
having
had one back before I got my little truck,
yeah.
so I've done that. I enjoyed driving it. I got a speeding ticket in it, as I knew I would, because that's how I am. I told everyone I'm going to get a speeding ticket. Oh, this is a cool looking owl. Oh, I might need him. Um, I'm going to get a speeding ticket, and within three
Hmm.
weeks, I had one. Almost $300, $297 and change.
Oh my.
Well, go big or go home.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I probably would have got one too.
I'm
You
like,
know, because
well,
they're so easy. They're so
yeah,
easy to just press that pedal and go.
that you don't feel a thing.
Not a thing. Not a gosh darn thing.
You don't feel a thing,
Oh.
you know?
Oh, she just sent me those frogs, by the way, and they are adorable. I love
Well,
them.
I have one that I can hang on the wall too, and I have,
$900. Woo.
well, yeah.
$2,495.
Well, I don't have those. I have,
They're adorable.
well, this collection is 1,400. It's four bronzes. The only one I have, and I actually have two of, one was gifted to me and one I bought. The only one I have in the collection is a yellow one called Lucky Bug because it's holding a ladybug.
Okay.
and I like ladybugs, so I do have two of those. Um, I don't have any of the really weird ones. I just
Mm-hmm.
have some, but now I'm looking and I shouldn't be.
You're gonna get stuck now.
Well, too
There's a
late.
hummingbird.
Yeah, there's a few little odd things here and there. He incorporates like a frog with a snail or something like that, or
Yeah.
um, yeah, there's just different things. But he's known for
The
um
frogs.
the frogs. Their feet positions and stuff are modeled after dancers.
Okay.
And I was gonna try to find the owls.
Oh my God, he has butterflies. I love these butterflies. I love butterflies. I'm like, like the reason why I love butterflies too. I got a tattoo of a butterfly, but I love them because, butterflies are um switching all the time.
Yeah,
So they go into a cocoon and they live for a certain time and then they refresh themselves. And I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like that.
So the owl I have, his name is Chester.
Mm.
And so what I like about some of these owls is it's the foot.
It's the feet.
It's the feet. So the poses with the feet. It's the feet that do it for me.
Yeah.
Like this guy. But that's not the original one that I was in love with. I think his name was Winston.
Oh, yes.
This is my owl. This is Chester.
Okay.
Right here that I'm sending you now. His name is
Okay.
Chester. He actually is like in a collection. I only have him. He might be the last Tim Cortell bronze sculpture I got. Um,
And how big are these?
so Chester, um, he, I can hold him in my hand. He's probably 4 to 5 inches in height. What does he say he is? Does it say? Doesn't say.
No, it doesn't
Um,
say.
yeah, it's the feet positions of the owls.
Yes, I do
I
like the feet.
love owls. And
Mm.
he talked about when he started doing the frogs, he'd watch dancers and stuff and the way they position their feet and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's where the feet positions come from. So, um, I have this guy, High Four. He was one of my first ones. This one right here. Yeah, Frogman Els. What was his name? Was it Winston?
Oh, you have
Winston.
that guy?
High Four. I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him too.
So I was
Now,
trying to
those are
find.
cool things to have. Those are really collectible things. So, I mean, that is something that I would probably, keep as
Those
well.
those are my
It's
tchotchkes. That's it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
6 or 7, something like that. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I want experiences, Pascal. We keep talking about our Italy trip. We're gonna look into that.
Yeah.
Um,
Next year you said, right?
yeah, I don't
Okay.
think Crystal's gonna go because she's at the money thing.
Okay.
It's a hunk of money. Wait, well, it depends on how you do it. It doesn't have to be a hunk of money. So,
No, if
you
you get
know,
it split, and different.
well, you get the room split and your airfare is going to be your priciest thing, but then, from there, you're going for the experience,
Mm-hmm.
so there's that, you're going for the experience. So,
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, like you said, I mean, we got to live our life. So,
You do.
um, doing these things too, as well as is going to make it happen. So we can't just talk about it. We have to be it and do it.
That's
And
right.
that's what we're planning on doing. So, we have to get our experiences, as much as possible now because, like I said earlier, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So,
You're not. And even though like the one person's like, worried about the future and maybe if I have to commit suicide, that type of thing, those are all
mm-hmm.
legit concerns, but don't waste too much time focusing on them. Go out and do
No,
something and not think about that. Don't focus on that or you will miss out if you're focusing
correct.
on that, life is short. I think about uh, paths I want to take and where they're going to lead
Mm-hmm.
and my age. That's what I think about. I don't really look at it as, if I end up in a facility, I end up in a facility. What will be, will
Well,
be. I can't
yeah.
worry about it because if you don't get your butt down here for the Golden Girl house, I don't know what then.
Oh no, we're not going to a facility. We're going to the Golden Girl house. I'm not doing facilities.
So yeah, it's don't over stress about things you cannot control.
Yeah,
Only work on what you can control. If you feel like I eat too much sugar, then cut it in half. Everything has
correct.
sugar, even veggies. So, broccoli has sugar in it naturally. I mean, you're never going to be like, I don't eat sugar. I just eat broccoli. Well, there's sugar in that, dear. There's
Well,
sugar
it's
in
the
carrots. There's
choices.
sugar,
Yeah.
you know.
It's the choices that you make, and you have to make
Yeah.
the right ones. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said before, like I was a lot healthier, I want to say 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I was a lot healthier. I was doing great. Everything was wonderful. I was down in weight. My kidneys were doing good, things like that. And I'm trying to get back to that.
Yeah.
It may
Well,
not be 100% like it was, because mind you, 7 years ago, but at least I can try to get as close to it as possible.
and with that being said, we all have to cut back on the stress because it doesn't help with weight
Yeah,
loss.
that's yeah, correct. That's very important too. And plus, if you don't get, a good night's sleep either too, that's not going to help in weight loss either.
No.
So, or even just, forget about the weight loss, just your mindset in general,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
Well, those
that's
all
about
those
it.
sound really good. Some were, more positive than the others, but we appreciate everyone listening, as always. And if you have anything that you would like to hear us speak about, please leave it in the comments, and Char will get back to you, as well as she'll give you the email. You can hit us up on that too as well. And live your best life, guys. Live your best life. You only have
Don't
one chance
overthink
to
it.
do it.
Don't
Yeah.
overthink
Don't
it.
overthink it. And I'll
You
turn it
know.
over to you.
Yeah. I'll do my best to get back to you.
All right.
Okay, so you can email us at girlfriendminute23@gmail.com. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Apple, Google, Pandora, TuneIn, iHeart, Deezer. We TikTok, we
Yes.
Instagram, we Facebook, we have Patreon, and we YouTube.
There you go. You hit them all.
Did I?
Perfect. You did, actually. You did. You hit them all. Yeah. I keep listening and I'm like, okay, next and next and next and next and like, yeah. And we always end up with YouTube at the end. So if you ever notice
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
yeah,
I did notice
it's
that.
like
I don't know what
perfect.
that is. I don't know what
Uh,
that is.
you know why? I think because that kind of came towards the end, I think.
I think it was the last thing I set up and
Yeah.
got, situated and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that was the
Yeah.
last thing I set up. So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
probably part of it. So
Yeah.
I do plan on uploading an episode this weekend. Gonna shoot for tomorrow.
Okay.
So, or tomorrow evening, but that's a time to get caught back up and try to take back some of my life and
Yeah,
level
exactly.
things out a little bit.
There you go.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, here
Well,
we
it's
are.
a pleasure as always. Until
As
next time.
always. Yes, my dear. Until next time. It'll be
Right.
here before you know it.
Oh, yes, it will. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
My weekend's half over.
I know. No kidding. No kidding.
I'm already upset about it.
It'll be okay. It'll be all right.
Well, I don't know.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Okay. Well, you have
All
a
right.
wonderful night, my dear.
You too.
Talk to you later.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.